guys, Patty here with a tutorial for you today. Today we are going to be using our nesting dies to create this cute, simple Valentine's box. So inside this has some shred and some cute rosettes. And of course you can fill these boxes with whatever kind of sweet treats you would like. For this one, I kept it really simple. I just added a heart rosette to the top of it. This is a Silhouette Design Store SVG file, and I'll have that link down below. And then I just added this cute little glitter cabochon heart to the top. I got that from Creative Mojo's Wholesale Studio. And then the nesting dies that I will be using today are these Queenacraft rectangle nesting dies. They are the perfect size for a sweet little Valentine gift box. So this is how they come. There's 8 dies in the set, but I just used the 3 larger ones to create this box. And actually, to create this box in particular, I just used the large one. But the one that we are going to be creating together, I want to make a little window in it, so that is why I will be using these other 2 as well. So this is what we are going to need. We are going to need 2 pieces cut out with the large die, and of course this is going to be your top and bottom piece of the box. And then we are going to use, so I showed you guys that I took out these 3 dies right here. So then we're going to use the 3rd inner one to create the little window. And so what I will do is just place this on here and run it through my die machine to get my little window. So let me do that and I will be right back to show you what is next. Okay, so this is what we have so far. I used that 3rd die to create this little window. I just got some washi and centered that, just kind of eyeballed it. You can measure it, of course, just to make sure it is, you get the right amount of border all the way around, but I just eyeballed it. Then I used that 2nd die. So when I say second, this is what I mean, guys. This outer one is the first one, this second one is the second one, and the inner 3rd one is the 3rd one. That is what I'm referring to. So I used the 2nd one to cut out a piece of mylar, and this mylar is what I will be adhering to this window right here to create my little box with a window. So let me get some double-sided tape and adhere that, and I will be right back. Okay, so I've taken my double-sided tape and I added it to the mylar paper, and then I just adhered it to the inside of my lid. So the way I know that this is the outside is those little stitch marks. You can tell on the other side that, you know, which is the top and which is the bottom piece. So that is what my little top part of my box will look like. So now we can assemble the side pieces. And what we are going to do is cut our side pieces. Let me move this out of the way. And I'm just using regular cardstock. I think this is just like a 60 weight. Like it's not very thick. I'm sure 110 pound would be better, but this is what I have on hand. So this is what I'm going to go ahead and use. So I'm going to cut a strip of paper that is 2 inches wide by 6 5/8. And then I'm going to need one that is 2 inches wide by 3 1/8. So I am going to do that again. I'm going to cut a 2-inch, and these are going to create our side panels for our boxes. 2 inches, 6 5/8, and then this one will be 3 1/8. So on this box right here, when I created these side panels, see those little that piece right there, that is the piece that I use to adhere. I don't know if you can see it too well, but there's a little overlap right here. Well, I scored it at a 1/2 inch mark for this box right here because it doesn't have a window, so it doesn't matter, you know, how wide you make that little flap that you're going to use to adhere your sides. But for this box, because we are using a window, I just went down 1/8 of an inch for the score mark or the score line, and I used what is it, 3/8 inch score line for this, and I can't find my score tool. Let me find that and I'll be right back. Okay, so we have our panels cut out for our top and bottom pieces, so you'll need 4 of these and 2 of these, and 4 of these, and basically what it is 2 for each lid. So for the top lid you'll need some, for the bottom lid you'll need some, and you'll see what I mean. So on the 2-inch side, you are going to score at the 3/8 inch mark, all of them. So we'll score all of these at the 3/8 inch mark. These little ones as well, but let me just do these larger ones first. Okay, so we have all of these scored at the 3/8 inch mark. Now these larger ones that measure 6 5/8 by 2 need to also be scored on the 6 5/8 side. They need to be scored at the 1 inch. So I'll just turn this around and score it at 1 inch, and again I'll do that to all 4 pieces. 1 and 1, just to make it easy. Just turn it around and score them all at the 1 inch. Okay, and we are done with this. We can move this out of the way. I got this paper at Michael's and I don't like how it cuts. I think I need a new blade, or I don't know, maybe I just need a new blade. But okay, so here are our pieces. Here is my lid and my bottom piece of my box. And so let's get to it. We are going to burnish these and start creating our side panels. So on this right here, let me show you how we're going to cut this. We are going to cut a little triangle out right where that score mark is. So right at that 1 inch score mark, we're going to cut this little triangle out, and that's what's going to create start to create our side panel for our box. Super simple, right? So you'll repeat that on all 4. See how they're like little triangles? This is what our box is gonna start looking like. And then this will go on here just like so. Just like that. So see, our box is starting to take shape. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that to all of these larger pieces. And so at that 1 inch mark, we're just going to cut a little triangle. And I'll probably just speed through this. Okay, so there were some sirens going on, so I decided to stop recording, but let me show you how I adhered this flap right here. All I did was adhere the center little flap, and that's what you will do to this side as well. What I have found is the easiest thing to do is to fold it over and just line it up and go from there, just like that. So I'm going to add some glue to this. I think I added too much. I have the larger tip on there. So I'm just going to try to line this up as best I can. The good thing about using liquid glue is that you have wiggle room. So that seems about right there. See, and so your box is starting to take shape just like so. And now we just need to add those side pieces. So that's where these pieces come in right here. This is the piece that we scored at the 3/8 inch mark. We're just gonna burnish that. We'll cut off these little corners right here on both sides, and we'll adhere this to the side panel. So see, on these larger pieces, I haven't adhered these yet because I want these flaps to be on the inside so it'll have a nice clean finish. So this little flap is gonna go right in here just like so, and these will be under this flap right here. Let's see if I can get it to fold right so you can see what I mean. So that's why I waited on gluing or adhering these pieces, because you need to adhere this one first. So I'm just going to add some glue to this, and I'm going to glue this right onto the edge. I just want to make sure it's not going too far into that mylar. So this is what we have now. And then what we're going to do is bring these pieces in on top of that. Hope you can see what I'm doing. I'll just turn that in. So those are glued down. This is what you're left with now. And you will add some glue to these little flaps right here. You know what? I should have trimmed these down. Let me trim them down real quick. This is why I ruin my scissors, because I always do it after I adhere the glue, just because I don't want any overhang. So I totally cut that way more than I needed to, but then you can just line these up and do the same thing. To the other side. So that's one side down. Yay, we have one side. Now we're gonna do the second side. Again, we're gonna get the smaller piece, fold that in, trim the little corners down. There go the sirens again. Add some glue. These need to be in here. Let me fold them in so that they're already in there and it's not going to bend your paper when you're trying to glue them down. So again, I'm just going to try to line that up. Move this out of the way. And we'll add glue to these flaps that I have forgotten to cut again. You know what? I'm going to cut these just like that so it'll close easier, and you should probably do the same so that this little flap isn't going to really be necessary to adhere it. We're just going to use this to close up our box, and that'll keep you from getting an overhang on the box. So see, we'll just close it up just like so. Do better than I'm doing. I'm just trying to go as quickly as I can, but you get the idea. You just line up the edges, take your time with it. You don't want to mess up such a simple project because you're going so quickly. So there is the inside of your lid. And this is the outside of your lid. So now we need to put together the bottom piece. Again, you'll know what side should go on the outside by looking at those stitch marks that are on your die. But I mean, it really doesn't matter what side you pick. So I'm just going to trim these down. So that you can get a better look of what these are supposed to look like. These are the side panels that will go just like so. And then I'm going to trim these down as well so that you can get an idea of how these are supposed to look. Okay, so we're going to cut these little flaps down as well. So that is what your side panel will look like. Let me do that to this one. Trim it down. Trim it down. And that is what this side is gonna look like. So this is what you're going to be left with. Let's just glue those down. Let's add some glue to this. I forgot to burnish this. Oh, and of course I glued it on the wrong side. That's okay, because it's going to be the bottom piece. So just make sure you pay attention to that when you're gluing yours down, that it is on the right side of the paper. This side I would have wanted on the outside because it has that clear stitched etching. But this will work. It's for the bottom piece, so it'll be okay. You can always cut another piece out and layer it on top of this. Make sure that's lined up. Okay. And now we're going to put those side panels on. Okay, so we've assembled the bottom piece and the top piece. Now all I'm going to do is take my 5/8 inch punch, circle punch, and create that little notch on the side. And I'm just eyeballing it, but again, you can measure this if you want to make sure to have it nice and centered. So this is what our box looks like, you guys. Isn't it so stinking cute? So I am going to decorate this, and then I will share it on my Instagram. So make sure to stop by my Instagram so you can see what this ends up looking like. But this is a really great idea to help you use your, a lot of times, you know, we just use them for layering pieces or frames or things like that. But I think this is a great way to utilize them and make them into a cute little gift box. So for the inside, I did want to mention to you that on the other box I just cut a piece of paper and lined that on the inside so that you wouldn't see any of the seam. But I mean, you don't really need to do that. It's up to you if you'd like to do that or not. And then it would probably be a great idea to use a thick cardstock, and that's gonna avoid it from kind of like warping like mine is, since it's so thin. It's just regular cardstock. But again, this will work just fine to send some goodies to your Galentines. So yeah, let me know what you think about this. If you use your nesting dies to create some boxes, please tag me. I would love to see your take on this. And thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon.